Hi, welcome to our DVD editing room section. I'm Brian Helgeland, I directed the film. This is Kevin Stitt, who's the editor. Just to make you feel at ease, I'd like to just tell you what happened to my tooth, which is obviously missing, which was knocked out by my star, Heath Ledger, on the ADR stage right before Christmas. Heath and I were going to demonstrate for the ADR editor some of the techniques used in jousting, and by accident he hit me in the mouth with a broom handle and knocked my tooth out. I won't always be this way. I'm going to get a new tooth in about 2 months once it's all healed, but until then I am kind of the one jousting injury of the film. But all that said, there's an old expression that a film gets written 3 times, and once when you're writing it, once when you're making it, and the final time in the editing room. After the guys at the Crossroads first decided to try their hand at jousting and change their stars, we have the whole training sequence that goes to Lowrider, and it segues into a campfire scene. And it's a scene that was really hard to take out. We always loved the scene. This is actually, there's a scene where they come up with their team logo. We had a cave outside of Prague that we shot this in. We had crew members pass out in this cave, and it was kind of difficult to take it out for reasons besides the actual scene itself.
Actually shot a day though, right? It's a day.
Shot during the day with the duvetine blackouts at the end of the cave.
Where's the money? We have Sir Hector's White Stag.
One of the problems we had was cutting the birds out of you hear birds singing all over the place, which we had to cut out.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
A lion. Lying down with his head raised.
Oh, yeah, lion, but walking, right forepaw raised.
How about up on his hind legs? All of his weight on his leg.
Not the right.
I also think it's one of Mark's really funniest moments, so it's another reason I really regret taking it out.
See the phoenix.
And in the rhythm of shooting, it was sort of the beginning of the second week of shooting, and it was when we really were all clicking as a crew also.
Oh, well, if it's all about you, pick what you want. You're the knight, we're just humble servants.
I meant a phoenix like the 3 of us, not just myself.
It's also a scene a little bit where Heath is separating himself. His dreams are bigger than their dreams, but that all is clear in other parts of the movie as well, so it's just, again, ground that we had covered in other scenes and didn't need to reiterate.
But it also comes right before a scene where we actually show Heath getting his hair cut.
You see him clean shaven and you know something happened to get him that way.
Just think about it.
So the irony being a little bit is that he talks about being a phoenix in this scene, and then the next shot he was rising up over the crest of the hill a little bit like a phoenix, so we figured that visually had the same impact as him talking about it.
We need a banner. Our emblem. I was thinking of a phoenix.
Why waste the money? We have Sir Hector's White Stag.
Someone may recognize it. We need to be reborn. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
A lion. Lying down with his head raised.
Oh, yeah, lion, but walking, right forepaw raised.
How about up on his hind legs? All of his weight on his leg.
Not the right, weight on the right.
No, everyone uses lions. Can't you see the phoenix? Its end is its beginning. Like myself.
Oh, well, if it's all about you, pick what you want. You're the knight, we're just humble servants.
I meant a phoenix like the 3 of us, not just myself.
3 phoenixes, then.
3 it is.
And he may be grasping in his talons a lion. What do you think about it?
This is scene 25, the Adhemar introduction scene. Rufus Sewell, who plays Count Adhemar, originally appeared earlier in the film than he does in the final film. But once we had cut it all together, we felt his real introduction should be with Jocelyn in the stands. So although we think it's a very humorous scene, his character, to really be a strong villain, shouldn't be introduced so humorously. This scene originally took place when they were pounding on William's armor before he meets Simon the Summoner and goes to see Chaucer naked the second time, and Rufus is having his armor put on and watching these crazy antics going on down the road.
Duke of Gelderland.
In kind of typical evil villain mode, he lets one of his men have it here for giving him a pinch when they're putting on his armor. Germain's a little nervous it's going to be him, but it's not. And again, we like the scene a lot, but we just felt it in some ways diminished
Yes, my Lord Adhemar.
his character a little bit.
Yeah, got a big laugh, but not where we wanted it
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. And we wanted to keep his edge and keep him scarier.
Yeah, it also did a lot to set up Germain's character too, but this is one of Adhemar's toadies, but Germain does a good job of setting that up on his next scene.
Yeah, yeah. The actor who plays Germain, he made so much of his character while we were shooting and added things that weren't in the script that he kind of got all this stuff in there without the scene having to be here.
Germain.
My lord?
That knight there, what badge is that?
Triple Phoenixes. Ulrich von Liechtenstein, Duke of Gelderland.
Gelderland?
Well east of the Rhine, I believe.
Make me aware if it looks like I shall face him.
Yes, my Lord Adhemar.
Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein!
This is Chaucer's second speech. His first speech was very close to this speech, and so we really felt like we were repeating a moment that we didn't need to, so we cut it out, which again was difficult because it's a speech that he's fantastic in. He's also a very good friend of mine, so it's again a test of your editing mettle to be able to take out a scene that you not only like, but that you know your friend, maybe your friend's favorite moment in the film. But I think we really improved the film by taking it out, and maybe his character too, I think.
Yeah, keeping him wanting more.
Yeah.
And Paul is definitely a big favorite in this movie, so.
Heavier. By God and my arm, this Gelderlander will know he was struck.
Again, this scene took place before the first joust between Adhemar and William. And the whole idea of the Chaucer character making these announcements I got from, there's a ring announcer in Las Vegas who does the big "let's get ready to rumble." And Chaucer is kind of the medieval version of that guy. Kind of a cross between Vince McMahon and a ring announcer. Here we can see Germain giving one of his very formal, stiff announcements, and Paul steps in to take charge and show him how it's done. And the nobles are already quite unhappy with him from his previous speech, and he further pisses them off here, I think.
List of nobility. God knows! The nobility...
Paul Bettany, who plays Chaucer, I actually, it's kind of a triumph for both of us that that he's even in this movie, because I had another film at a different studio that I couldn't get made for a lot of reasons, but one of them being that I wanted Paul to play the lead. So when I wrote the character of Chaucer, I actually wrote it for Paul. And I think he's kind of the one guy that could pull off the outrageousness needed to bring this character to life.
I cannot look upon my Lord Ulrich, for I weep to see his shining face. My Lord is a gift to your eyes, for we shall never, ever see his like upon this earth again. I would list his lineage if it served to honor him. Most men here, it's sad, but it's true. They do look to their past to prove their worth. They look to the deeds of their fathers now. So Ulrich has great ancestors, make no mistake about that.
One thing we tried to do at one point when we decided to cut one of these speeches out was we liked the way that this one ended more than the other one. So we tried to cut the two speeches together. And maybe you want to mention, Kevin, about the problems we had with the sunlight and the...
Yeah, the first speech was shot during an overcast day, and there's some great shots in this speech too that we tried to incorporate, but just the lighting was just so different. We just knew that it was always never going to match. Dramatically, it would work, but it just looked like it was shot on another day, another time, so unfortunately it didn't make it in. But I remember when you did see the first cut of both those speeches, and we commented on the length of both speeches being so close together, and you said it's going to be very difficult for me to take any of that out. But we came around and lost the second one, mainly just because of the proximity of it to the other speech.
Yeah. I mean, like in that shot there, we have blue sky, you know, which was a shame.
Yeah.
It was hard to get sometimes.
Yeah. Weather in Prague didn't always cooperate. There's some wicked thunder and lightning storms there.
Yeah. We kind of shot this scene in between spats of rain and thunderstorms. But I hope Paul will forgive me now. If he's got a DVD player, he can see himself in all his glory here.
It lives here.
Yeah.
Heavier. By God and my arm, this Gelderlander will know he was struck.
He has no weakness, William. No bad habit to exploit. Just aim it dead center and hang on.
My lord, the Count Adhemar, son of Philip de Vitry, son of Gilles of Champagne, master of the Free Companies, defender of the faith, a shining example of chivalry and manhood.
You're not fit to herald the wood chopper. Good people, I will not tax you further with another long list of nobility. God knows the nobility has taxed you long enough!
Is this a betrayal? Of who? Of us? No.
I cannot look upon my Lord Ulrich, for I weep to see his shining face. My Lord is a gift to your eyes, for we shall never, ever see his like upon this earth again. I would list his lineage if it served to honor him. Most men here, it's sad, but it's true. They do look to their past to prove their worth. They look to the deeds of their fathers now. Sir Ulrich has great ancestors, make no mistake about that. Sir Shillard von Reckberg, Duke Gelf of Saxony, Wendisch, the 4th Earl of Brunswick, but these great, great men pale into insignificance next to him. I do not list them to honor him. I list him to honor them. Without further egging the custard and with no more ado, I give to you the keeper of the flame of Aragon, first man through the breach at the Battle of Bethlehem, the seeker of serenity, the protector of Italian virginity, the enforcer of our Lord God, the one, the only, Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein!
Now you see, that is why I won't do 2 shows a day anymore.
This is another very difficult scene for me to cut. It was Rufus's favorite scene for his character, and just visually, one of my favorite scenes in the entire film, but it was problematic right from the start. We had an alternate, what can only be described as an alternate hairstyle for Heath. At the end of the dance rehearsal, when Kate says, "You're not going to wear your hair like that," we cut to his hair kind of covered in silver metal, as Heath set himself kind of a Japanese comic book hero hairstyle, which never worked. And before we could change his hair and make that stuff work, the set was struck, and we had no set to even shoot it on. So for a lot of reasons, this scene didn't make a lot of sense cut in with the dance scene.
Basically a scene that didn't have an ending as you wrote it, and I think that was the problem. It starts during the David Bowie dance. He hears the riot in the dance and comes out to try to stop it. And but because we didn't have that ending, every time we tried to intercut the riot with William at the dance, it made William sort of an unsympathetic character, that he's just in this party having a good time
And then doesn't care that all this stuff is
Yeah.
going on outside.
yeah. So in one figuration, this riot scene just played straight.
So as they're dancing, Rufus is walking outside where the another scene we've cut from inside is a priest who's collecting uneaten food for the poor who are outside in money. And there was a scene where Heath's character gave some money to the priest, and there's a discussion of the poor, and we get a hint again that his character is not exactly who he appears to be.
Understand music? It always sounded like children fighting to me.
It's also very good for his character when you learn his opinions about music, and in some ways maybe made him a little sympathetic. Made him a little more sympathetic to the audience, which can be a dangerous thing or a good thing, but something we always liked. And maybe sympathetic is not the best way to describe it, but it helped you to understand who he was and why he was the way he was. A funny thing, we didn't have many nights on this film, but a thing we learned was that in Prague in July, you can shoot from about 11 at night to about 3:30 in the morning, and that's when the sun starts coming up. So we had some kind of very tense nights trying to set up with a big crowd to get these shots. We're way up on a crane here, on those shots going over the cross. And those are the mummers. I found out about a religious sect called mummers who were prevalent in medieval times, who I became fascinated with, and Alan Tudyk, who plays Watt, also became fascinated with. And the joke on the set, anytime anything went wrong, was the mummers must have done it. And they wore masks and kind of danced around in a frenzy, and we always wanted to get some mummers in the film, so there they are. They didn't make the final cut, but for Alan Tudyk, they were the mummers back in the movie.
Also, this is another example, this scene, of how great the actors, the extras were in these crowd scenes. And they just have a great look, and they all just really got into the scene. And
yeah, we had to do very little to these faces. We weren't putting beards on and wigs. They would come ready-made, really. And very kind of medieval look to some of the people.
You are no dancing lord?
No. I never did enjoy or understand music. It always sounded like children fighting to me. A physician once said I was deaf to the tones, blind to the colors of the instruments.
Some say music is a sin. I enjoy it.
Well, we are an odd pair, aren't we, Sir Monk? For I enjoy helping the poor. May I?
Your empty belly sent you, so fill them.
What do you do? No, do it! Stop!
Is this why you're here?
All right, this is scene 125, Chaucer's wife. And immediately you're asking Chaucer's wife because you don't remember him having a wife. And because he doesn't, because we cut it out of the movie. Unfortunately, this scene happens in London, once they reach London. And what we realized really was once we got to London, the fuse really had been lit for the end of this film. And if something wasn't really about driving us towards the final joust between Adhemar and William, it didn't belong there anymore, and it was just kind of taken away from the momentum.
I don't know how Paul felt about losing this scene, but it's being in the wrong place at the wrong time, this scene. That's the problem, Paul.
Yeah.
Good scene, though.
Here they're walking along. You can actually see the guy playing Alan is in the background because it's not really Alan. That's why he's not in this shot. He wasn't there that night, so we had to use a photo double. So in the wide shot, it's not him. They see Paul, and they're thinking, you know, once again, he's done the wrong thing.
Sir! What? I don't believe this. How much did you lose?
When we shot the interior, we had Alan back, so Alan's on the inside, but not on the outside.
I can't even think of anything to say.
Then why are you running around
And
naked?
Mrs. Chaucer, who you're about to see, is played by the great actress Olivia Williams, who I had wanted to work with, and I had convinced her to do this as a cameo, and she did it as a favor to me and flew in for the day to Prague.
Philippa, my wife.
So I apologized to her, and here you are, Olivia, you're back.
Hey, come on.
Oh, that must be what? And you're Kate, and Roland, and Will. I mean Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
It's also, it leads into the kind of fun scene where everyone peers off romantically.
Anyone like a bite?
Part of the idea of this whole scene was they were a little bit like Adam and Eve in the garden, which is why they have an apple. And it's got some of I think Alan's funniest line in the movie. We had to cut out here at the very end, which he came up with on the set.
I thought you was a prostitute.
Get out.
They seem much more fun than those boring old pilgrims you hung out with last year. What is it?
Paradise, my dear, stands formed in your eyes.
Oh, Jeff, come to bed.
They leave Chaucer, and more romance takes place outside, where the princess, with probably her most fantastic hairstyle in the film, among her many great hairstyles.
What would you call that?
I'd call that, I guess it's horny. I don't know.
Horns of a dilemma.
Yeah.
Would you like to see some of my other embroidery?
But again, it's a fun scene we all really enjoyed, and we had a lot of fun shooting, despite being in about 8 feet of mud back there after it had been raining for 2 days. We spent all morning prepping it and dropping sand in there so we could shoot. And it's the night Roland and Christiana consummate their love.
Right.
William and Jocelyn continue to consummate their love, and I don't know if you can continue to consummate anything, but Watt and Kate almost consummate their love. It's kind of a take my hand, I'm a stranger in paradise moment. And Alan, or Watt rather, ends up with something he'd rather have than love anyways, which is a donut.
One of the many scenes when Watt is eating in the movie.
Yeah, which he did very well.
Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful.
Chaucer? What? I don't believe this. How much did you lose?
Lose what?
Gambling, your clothes even?
Not a penny. My clothes lie there.
Can't even think of anything to say.
Then why are you running around naked?
Because she was hungry.
Who?
Philippa, my wife.
I'll do you for this.
Hey, come on.
Oh, that must be what? And you're Kate, and Roland, and Will. I mean Ulrich von Liechtenstein, whose mother's father was...
Schiller von Redbird, darling.
Jeff's told me all about you.
Right.
Anyone like a bite?
What? Sorry to barge in on you, Mrs. Chaucer.
No.
We'll let you be.
Good night. Night.
I thought you was a prostitute.
Get out.
They seem much more fun than those boring old pilgrims you hung out with last year. What is it?
Paradise, my dear, stands formed in your eyes.
Oh, Jeff, come to bed.
I thought he was going.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Well, I'm right-handed. Would you like to see some of my other embroidery?
Yes.
Good night, Roland.
Good night, all.
Good night, Roland. And, good night, Will. Good night, Kate.
Night.
Good night.
Take it.
Oh, beautiful.
The stock scene where William is knighted by the Black Prince once existed in a bit of a different form, and that was that Chaucer made a speech on William's behalf that calmed the crowd and saved him from their wrath before the prince stepped up and knighted him. Again, difficult scene to cut because I think Paul's amazing in it, and the reason why we cut it was it diminished the Black Prince saving William.
Another casualty was another scene with the relic seller. He started off this scene at one time. He unfortunately has gone too, maybe based
Yeah.
on time, and also injecting humor at the part of the movie where I think you felt we probably didn't need it. Huh?
Yeah, didn't want it.
Beelzebub beckons you in, but you have this! You have this, the very loaf of which he
This is
feasted.
David Schneider, who in the original version of the film sold relics all over Europe. You now basically only see him in Paris selling chicken foot. But here he was selling a loaf of bread from the Last Supper. We saw him other times. But again, it felt like a laugh when we didn't really want to laugh.
Leave, Roland.
He's in a hell of a jam here.
Yeah. How long did you have Heath in that stock?
On and off all day.
This fast, or I will fall you. As Jesus Christ the Nazarene and His Most Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary, are my witnesses, I will fall you.
The extras were they came from an extras agency, and they would show up. Actually, interesting fact, we had a lot of homeless extras who, through a program in Prague, it was a chance for them to work and make some money and try to get back on their feet a little bit. In fact, some mornings we'd get to the set and a lot of them had slept on the set, which sounds kind of grim, but it really wasn't. It was a summer and it was kind of a comfortable set. And like I said, they had a chance to make some money. We paid them and fed them 3 meals a day, and hopefully it was helpful to some of them.
Listen! You cut from the same cloth, you and he.
This is Paul's speech, which I remember, sitting down and writing for him and knowing that he could pull it off. It's the reason why he got the part when the studio wanted to know he could do the film. He came in and did this speech basically as a centerpiece to his audition. I hope it makes sense to everybody why things like this had to come out, but it really, if you think about it, by the end of this speech, he's completely saved Heath. And the Black Prince is really only there to knight him. And it felt that if we just had the Black Prince saving him, it would also enrich the Black Prince because he's saving him, and it would also enrich what Heath did before he knows the Black Prince is the Black Prince, and he allows him to finish the tournament with honor. it's more of a payoff for that act as well.
Swollen with all the virtues.
Again, it's a little bit like Paul's two speeches close together. It's two rescues of Heath on top of each other.
Of all.
But again, I don't know who could have pulled this off really for me besides Paul.
Yeah, and he basically, once Paul stops the crowd with his speech, his words,
At least until today.
William is never in jeopardy again.
Yeah.
Because Paul saved him. And the way it is in the film now is that Paul makes the attempt, but fails at trying to save him. And I think you were right. I think it makes for a better story.
Yeah, it makes the crowd even more dangerous in some respects. That even this guy who's has the gift of gab can't quell the crowd.
Yeah.
Go home now.
I like this scene because it also points up the fickleness of the public and the fame.
Yeah.
How quickly they turn on their commoner star.
Yeah, exactly.
In Cheapside, London.
Also, even within the context of this speech, Paul has really saved him once he gets the crowd laughing. At the head of this, when he makes the joke about his mother's cooking, it always, not to compare the two, but I always thought of in To Kill a Mockingbird when the mob comes to the jail to lynch the prisoner in the jail, and Gregory Peck tries to talk him out of it and really can't. And it takes the little girl coming up and asking a couple of innocent questions to do it.
Yeah.
Not that this is the same thing, but we went from more of that Chaucer couldn't save him, but the Black Prince does. But also, even though he can't save him, he's going to go down with him here.
Shame on you. Leave him. Go home. Leave it.
Here's the fickle crowd you were talking about. The children and the old ladies who decided to let him live another day.
William!
Well, more or less about this moment, it's the same as it was in the final film. Except here he's kind of stepping out to really do nothing, except knight him. And you also wonder, was the Black Prince going to let him get torn apart by the crowd? He doesn't really play his hand until he knows which way the crowd's going to go here, which isn't quite right also.
Yeah, he actually, when he steps out in this version, he's quelling the crowd from cheering William.
Yeah.
Right?
Your men love you.
And in the final cut, he does come out and save him. You think they're going to tear William apart, and so he stops him.
It's just one of those things emotionally, she did the right thing.
And that is knightly too.
It's funny, this one shot, we have flags fluttering in the breeze, which was,
Release
we
him.
couldn't pay money to get that. We were always waiting for the flags to be fluttering, and they never were. We got them today.
You may appear to be of humble origins, but my personal historians have discovered that he is descendant from an ancient royal line. This is my word.
It's really kind of a very much a give and take, and what it really is the two of us have to kind of sit here and be one person and get a feel for the film, and I think it worked out very well, and the film is really kind of served by the two of us sitting here for month after month, going over everything and figuring out the best way to tell the story. And it's really a kind of a tribute to our partnership as well.
Thank you very much. It's a wacky world you have up there in that head of yours, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
but there is a way out. Picture the scene, the gates of hell, fire, brimstone, the cries of the damned. Oh! Oh! The Beelzebub beckons you in, but you have this. You have this, the very loaf of which he feasted at the Last Supper. Behold the loaf, it looks as fresh as if I had purchased it from that store. But I haven't, of course. No!
Leave, Roland. Let them have me.
God love you, William. So do I.
Go! Disperse! Or I will fall you! As Jesus Christ the Nazarene and His Most Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary, are my witnesses, I will fall you! I will rip you out your stained blood and kill you, fist and pick you! Pain! Lots of pain! Listen to me! Listen to me! Listen! Listen! You're cut from the same cloth, you and he!
Mother! Is my mother here? I'd recognize this cooking anywhere. Mother, please, you at least go home. I'll tell you tonight how it turns out. I hope it is good news, Mum. I hope I can tell you that I managed to convince these good people to leave my Lord William unharmed. For I have never seen a heart like the one that beats inside this man. Great it is, swollen with all the virtues risen of pride, forthright, free, courageous, constant, and most of all, filled with hope. At least until today. I ask you, what makes a man noble? His lineage or his heart? Thank you very much, Mother. You can go home now. And what are knightly virtues, and who decides who may possess them? My lord, it's true, was born poor in Cheapside, London, and so what? For he is as true as steel. No truer. For he is like gold to me. He is like gold, and you and I are merely iron. And yet you people, you would come to see him rust. For shame. Shame on you. Leave him. Go home. Leave it.
Your men love you. If I knew nothing else about you, that would be enough. But you also tilt when you should withdraw. And that is knightly too. Release him.
He may appear to be of humble origins, but my personal historians have discovered that he is descendant from an ancient royal line. This is my word, and as such is beyond contestation. Now, if I may repay the kindness you once showed me, take a knee. By the power vested in me by my father, King Edward, and by all the witnesses here, I dub thee
Sir William.
Arise, Sir William. Can you joust?
What?
Is my tournament to finish? Now, are you fit to compete? Or shall the forfeit stand?
No, I'm fit.
I shall have your opponent informed of it. You look for his shield on the list at once.